Okay, hello my darlings, it's Michaela. So there's been a lot of activity on YouTube for a particular video I made a while ago about what not to do with a back spasm. And the one that I did about what to do for a back spasm is old and long. So I'm going to try and redo this in a way that's pretty quick. So the whole deal with a spasm is that essentially it's when the muscle has gotten too long that the brain has started to get involved to try to shorten it in an involuntary way, basically to protect it so it doesn't get hurt. So with that, the last thing you ever want to do is stretch a spasm, regardless of the fact that it feels tight. It's trying to shorten, but it is actually, it's too long. So most people, when they have back spasms, they're in their lower back. So I'll just speak to that. So at any rate, so the first thing to do when you have a spasm in your lower back, for example, is not to stretch the lower back, but to stretch the other side of the body. So the front of your hip, the front of your hip, the front of your thigh, potentially your inner thigh. Nothing on the back of the body, okay? Then ice would be an amazing next step. And so really, like, you could put an ice pack, which is like the most benign of your options and the most comfortable, but it doesn't make as much of an impact. Ice cubes in a bag, in a Ziploc bag, stick that behind your back as you're hopefully lying on the couch, not sitting. Sitting extends this. Lying will keep you more comfortable, but you probably figured that out if you do have a back spasm in your lower back. Sticking a bag of ice cubes, maybe that's like 10 minutes, something like that, maybe less time. And then the best, really, and you might need some help with this, is to do ice massage, which is generally like with an ice cube or with a frozen cup of water, 3 to 5 minutes, not staying stationary at any one spot on the skin because that could cause frostbite and other issues. So you want to move it, but essentially like wipe off moisture, have a friend, a loved one help you if that's possible, but essentially you want to get the area numb. And so when you get the area numb, it shuts off signals to the brain. So if the original cause of the spasm is no longer present, it can help disengage it. But if it's still a situation like, whoa, like these muscles are so long, these other muscles are so tight, the cause is still present. And so that's where stretching can be helpful. But icing will help things feel better, that'll help things heal, it'll bring blood to the area without causing any additional inflammation. And then lastly, what you could do is to contract the area gently. If your back is so tweaked out that it feels difficult to move, go in this progression, and if you feel a little more comfortable, then I would suggest cautiously, gently contracting the area or the area around the area. What does that look like? What does that even mean? The back of your legs, like literally bringing your leg back, your butt, potentially your lower back. And so anything when you're lying flat out, imagine my legs behind me, where you're thinking about picking up your chest a little bit, using your lower back, or being on your stomach, picking up your legs a little bit, contracting your lower back, okay? So do it gently, do it slowly. If things feel so tenuous and so uncomfortable, A, always let it be the last thing that you try, and B, perhaps you like give it a moment, perhaps you give it a day, and do these other things first so things can kind of ease off a little bit. Stretching the front of the body, putting ice on it, keeping your back flat, no stretching, nothing that's going to continue to exacerbate the length of these muscles. And the reason why most people have lower back spasms or spasms in their lower back is because we sit all the time, because we're in a chair at a desk, because we're in the car, and we're not strengthening our lower back. So that's always the issue. It's position and it's weakness that causes muscular pain. Okay? Anyway, I hope that was useful. Please be in touch for any reason. Love to all.